I don't want to hijack any storyline.
Oh, hey, hi, hello, welcome on in. We are here, not hijacking storylines because we don't believe in that here. Only way you get the main storyline is if you leave the show. Um, because weird, right?
Yeah.
um, but welcome on in for another episode of We Run the Dungeon. We're gonna go around the room, introduce who we're gonna be playing this evening, and we'll go ahead and get into the recap. We'll go ahead and start with Warren.
Hi, I am Warren, and I am playing Excelion Verasmus III. He's a paladin. His friends call him Axel.
Next up, we have Travis.
I am playing Arturus, the Tiefling Wizard. His friends call him Shady sometimes. I have a +8 in history, so if you need help on a test or whatever, you just let me know. I can tutor.
What if it's a math test though?
Still will provide the history of math.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that nonetheless.
But
Speak
what about the numbers, Arturus?
the numbers. What do they
Who cares
mean?
about the numbers? But here's when they were invented.
Exactly.
Next up, we have Donnie.
I'm Donnie. I'm playing Ira Bashamer, the artificer, warforged, archaeologist. By day, cantrip blaster by night.
Hot. I guess that leaves me. Hi, I am Jaybers. I am playing Cormer, the that alleged shadow sorcerer, but cannot confirm nor deny the use of shadows in this vicinity.
Shadows even exist.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the absence of light. So, by definition,
Exactly.
Does light exist?
I think so.
yes.
Shadows exist, yeah. Makes sense to me.
Hit it, Matt.
Hey, that's me. I am Matt, the DM of this campaign. We run the dungeon. So last time, our parties found refuge in a small splinter of the Feywild that is in control of Witchthorn, the Verdant Prince. The group made their way down the stairs and started a game of questions with this Archfey, or not Archfey, but this powerful Fey, to kind of see what
Spoilers.
was going on,
Ah.
what's going on there. Maybe, depending on how things go, you could help Witchthorn become the Archfey they want. But the group went ahead and, after sleeping for the night, being watched, woke up the next morning to a breakfast of a crepe bar. Which Thorn provided the meal, and the game resumed, asking questions back and forth between the party and their new gracious host, seeing what they knew of one another, Wishthorn wondering what mighty foes this party defeated, and then some meta questions about if Wishthorn was playing the game, what would be his first and his last questions. After determining that the party was of considerable strength, Wishthorn proposed a plan. He asked them to retrieve an artifact that was being held onto by one Artis Simber, which is somewhere here in the Winter Court. Any attempts for scrying or other divination seem to have failed to locate them. So Witchthorn had requested that you find Artis, bring back his artifact to Wishthorn one way or another, or by any means that you seem fit. And in return, you would become a new and improved version of yourself. Wanting to give you guys the best odds possible, Wishthorn brought you down his hallway of trophies and spoils. And at the very end, you found this little moat of existence, moat of possibilities, this glitch in the system where it seems like all infinite fates, possibilities, timelines, lives could be accessed. told you this would be your reward, but if you were to put a collateral, just your firstborn child on the table, then you could have this power now. Axel vehemently against this, Arcturus following suit. Coromir maybe undecided, but Ira on board. Ira went
Easy
ahead.
choice.
Easy choice for a Warforged who can they even have kids? Who knows? But they went ahead and touched this little, let's just say, beacon. And lifetimes flew past them. They saw themselves in past lives, other lives, some situations where they're like, in hindsight, I should have said this. But in that reality, they did say that.
Mhm.
Going all the way to the desired version of themselves, plucked out of existence. Ira now coming to. You are standing here, still at the edge of this hallway, lined with emerald statues of different fey creatures and otherwise, and other magical items in front of them. Ira, you open your eyes, still in the same body, with the same things that you didn't know were possible before. And with that deeper connection, you can now attune to more items. Which Thorn takes a look at everyone else. See? Your friend here is unharmed. Ira, how do you feel?
I feel the same. Well, I think it's there's a pain, slightly like maybe a headache or maybe grief, but physically, she'll like move her limbs. I feel fine. I guess we'll see what these memories might have unlocked.
Are you sure everyone else happy with your decision, or would you like to put down the collateral?
At this point, I'm just taking notes. I've got my little book open. I'm just writing.
Maybe later we could do a full psyche val.
Are you? Are you serious?
Of course. We have to know what changed. There must be something.
I get like visibly excited. I'm like, yeah. And I'll write down some shit.
Put it on my calendar.
If this is too extreme for the rest of you, we are in a room, a hallway, of other items that may benefit you. If you want to take a look, investigate any of them, be my guest. And if you wish to part with them, I just need some type of payment in return. If you have any questions on what's around you, let me know. But seeing as this is all of your first time here, correct? In the Feywild. I know that you had talked about other members of your party coming from here, like a Fenton, as well as your goblin friend.
I remember having dreams of the Feywild before I was awoken not too long ago, but perhaps that was just a touch. My travels have never taken me to the outer planes, inner planes, whatever plane this is.
well, maybe in another life you have passed through here. But as I was saying, here in the Feywild, we don't really have money. Your gold pieces, your electrum, platinum, not of interest to me. So, if you want some of these rare items that I've crafted, I'm sure we could figure something out. Does anything look particularly interesting to any of you? And then, as a refresher, there was a list that I sent in the chat a while back. I'll see if I can find it and repost.
Oh yes.
I still notebook out, eyes fixed on Axel. Just no idea what a good creature like. I don't understand what's going on here. Like I'm more interested in the scientific process that's going on here than the actual benefit of whatever could be gained.
I think Axel's very uncomfortable with this whole thing, but not necessarily ruling it out, right? He doesn't know much about the Feywild or the rules here. He certainly wasn't going to trade his firstborn child for anything. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to look at this stuff and see if any of it seems like it would be helpful.
Gotcha.
I will look at
mhm.
him, our host. Some of these seem obvious on what their capabilities are. But if we're going to wager something so expensive, I think a accurate depiction of what each thing does to a T would be beneficial, so we know exactly what we're trading for.
A little try before you buy.
Not necessarily try. I don't want to try any of them. I just like to know how best to use the thing if I'm trading something as valuable as a firstborn child for it.
No. Nothing that I've created is worth that much. That's a different experience completely. These are items that, given the right time, place, and materials, I could make again. But it does take me time, effort, and materials. So the ask would be far, far lesser. Which one would you like
Oh,
me to start with?
How about the cloak?
I didn't do it. I was like, the cloak, the cloak.
The one in front of
All of
the
us, the cloak,
the cloak.
You guys are just whispering
The one in
behind
front of
me.
the Yes
The
Hound.
cloak, my
That's
lord.
correct. The cloak.
Yes, these things would not recommend fighting these as they are terrifying creatures, but their cloaks do make for some wonderful items. These ones in particular will let you transform into one of these creatures themselves for a period of time. And with that, you can do anything that they could do. The terrifying roar, or their telepathic bond to their master. So maybe you need to scout ahead, do something. Don't even need to talk. As long as you're on the same plane, you'll be able to communicate with them.
And as a GM question, these are
Mhm.
the hounds that we absolutely slaughtered with the Poros,
Correct.
isn't it?
Yeah, they're. I mean, technically, nothing's even scratched you guys.
Yeah.
You've kind of one shot everything so far, or well, not one shot, but
I'm just trying to, in my
Successful.
head, he's like these are like absolutely like terrifying, monstrous beasts, but at the same time,
You may recall Axel tactically retreated hard.
I mean, that's it.
It was
Cormer's. It was Cormer's sort of understanding of how Axel fights in general is tactical retreating.
Secret paladin ways of guerrilla warfare.
Exactly. As Cormer though, look. You said a connection with a master for these beasts.
Mhm.
Does this cloak also come with one?
What do you mean? Come with what?
A master that it is bound to.
Does not. At the time of transforming, you can choose someone, an ally, an enemy that's within range.
Have we made an insight check? Just this whole interaction, we're kind of all uneasy about it. I would love to make an insight check on the just like, is he trying to fuck us over by giving us something, or is he trying to like, is he genuinely trying to get his status by way of us?
Ira's like in the red light district of magic items.
Go
Ira
ahead
might
and-
not even be Ira anymore. I'm very scared.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
I'll keep watching tonight.
Exactly.
Keep watched. 11?
With an 11, I mean, he hasn't seemed to like deceive or lie in any way. So seems like what he wants is what he wants. Whether or not you guys are, the only way he can get it or just another option, you're not sure. But he's not actively trying to harm, kill you, maybe trick you, but can't be certain. At least not with an
and that-
11.
Yeah, I'll just straight up ask, are you offering us these items or anything in this chamber in return for a job well done? Or are we in a different situation?
This is a different situation. These are collection mementos, if you will, but they do offer magical benefits. But for these, I would require some form of payment.
I'm gonna pull out the horn of silent alarm we got earlier,
Mm.
and I'm going to say, I have something here that, in your current situation, is probably nigh on useless to you. But I'd like to point out its future use. Similar to what you've done for us, the things we have here are probably going to benefit us way down the road more so than they are tomorrow. This horn allows you to silently alert creatures to whatever, to your problems.
Mhm.
Now, in your current state, sitting here in this, and I kind of gesture broadly at everything, here, it probably isn't terribly useful to you. But
Would have
if
to
we're
agree.
successful, similar to what you've offered us, if we are successful, I could see this being very beneficial should your reign or your domain, I think you called it, expand.
You are offering some type of trade, magic item for magic item.
Magic item for magic item, equal trade, yes. I figured if you're gonna tell us what one of yours is, we should tell you what one of ours is. You've been very fair to us thus far. I thought this was the fair way to proceed.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Well, they're rolling that. I'm looking,
Another 11.
dude. You're insane. The consistency.
I'm going to before the results are announced,
uh,
speak out and say,
Flash of brilliance.
"Flash of genius."
Flash of genius.
Yes, I mean, we trade if we are looking for transactions. Trades are the easiest way. We have things from the material plane perhaps you have not yet seen the power of. And with Flash of Genius, add a +5 to that.
Oh, thank you. We're looking at a 16.
16. With a 16. Sorry, Josh, did you say Cormier was going to do or say something before all that, or no?
I was just looking at the list here, and all of it seems very straightforward of what it is, except for one item called the Last Light. I just want to can I get another description of what that is again?
It's a book.
So
Oh,
Not
good.
a story. Something lighthouse.
So
Mundane.
he considers the horn, in Ira's words, I'm usually more of an experience or a feeling type of person, but you make a good point. I could use this. For this, I'll give you 2 options. And he walks over to the Darklings.
Hmm.
And in front of that, you see about 3 little, 1 inch by 1 inch cubes, translucent but filled with a bright light. This creature, when they breathe their last breath, explode and all the light trapped within them escape, blinding all of those nearby, which sounds familiar to a few of you. So I've condensed it, captured it, and I can trade maybe 2 of these for that horn. Basically, you throw this cube, and everything within a 10-foot radius has to make a Constitution saving throw, or it's blinded until the end of its next turn.
Is that reusable?
It is not.
I mean, it's a great offer. We appreciate it. I think maybe I started off on the wrong foot. You seem to be a creator. You said you made these magic items, no?
Yes. All of these items capture the essence of what I created them with, hence the statues behind them. For example, some of these are a little bit more literal as well. So if this tickles your fancy instead, as he walks over towards the pixies and pulls up a pouch of pixie dust, you could take one of these instead. But pixies are a little bit more fickle, a little bit more random. So these pouches can do a multitude of things. Could help you hover and use enough, it can make you fly. Use too much, might accidentally turn you into something you weren't expecting. Out of game, these have 5 charges, and each charge works independently. You sprinkle yourself or another creature with a handful of pixie dust, and then you'll roll a d10. And then we'll see what happens from there.
Happy thoughts.
Red Dragon.
Which
And
the
what
thing
if-
is, for
Red
it to
Dragon.
work, you need faith, trust, and pizza.
I'm gonna pull out the amethyst necklace that was used to control the shield guardian. long time ago,
That's my
and I'm
cousin.
going to say this necklace was already magically imbued. It clearly could be turned into some sort of magic item for you with whatever skill set I'm sure you possess. So maybe I started with the wrong item. Perhaps this, in fact, is more valuable to you than it is to us. And one of those items, and I'm going to gesture to the things that are on the statues, are more valuable to us than they are to you.
I have my own means of controlling people and things. So maybe that one would be best left with you. What I'm after is something more like what's your favorite meal, Arturus?
Oh, my favorite meal?
The best home cooked meal that your mother's made.
Stewed potatoes with peas and carrots, I think.
I'd like to taste it. If you'll give me the taste of your favorite home cooked meal, maybe we can get one of these branches to you or something else of equal value. The cloak that you guys were talking about earlier. Unless you don't want to share.
I mean, given the ingredients, I could absolutely make this for you. I'm low key the whole time eyeing Ira like, can you? Because they've cooked a bunch of shit for us. She's like cooked some shit for us, so it's like, can we make this happen?
Are
Kind
there
of
potatoes in the Feywild and carrots?
exactly.
And beef? I mean, I know there's plenty of beasts.
I mean, there are similar items, but there's no need for that. You can just take it as long as you're willing to give it to me.
Oh, challenge accepted. Worst case scenario, we have a adjacently good meal and no
Really,
magic item.
You misunderstand me. I can just the flavor, the memory of it.
Ah,
I can take it and taste it right now, and that's what I would like.
I am willing to give you that memory in exchange for one of these magic items, but I'm not sure which one yet. You've only described one of them to us.
what is this armor here? And look at Axel's bulging biceps,
Whoa.
but armor that only weighs 50
Hmm.
pounds. Stack at least 100 pounds on that body
Whoa.
of
Wow,
armor.
this is weirdly specific.
I think I read this book.
If you're looking for something heavier, there are creatures out there in the Feywild that I could probably use to make something, but I don't have anything like that at this time. Closest thing I have for your armor is the Valinor hounds. And then he walks over to the dog opposite the blink dog. This is out of game. This is leather armor +2, requires attunement. It's made from the fur of Valinor hounds. On attunement, this armor, or the wearer of the armor can spend 10 minutes on the sunrise to meditate and call the ancestral druid spirits to grant one random boon every day. So basically, roll a d6, and then you can either get advantage on saving throws against being charmed, frightened, or magical effects can't put you to sleep. Another one, you could face step, like teleport. Another one will give you advantage on dexterity saving throws, or dexterity stealth checks, sorry.
Do casters
the-
have light armor proficiency?
Some do.
I mean, those
don't.
casters right there.
I have no proficiency in armor.
I have cloth proficiency.
My armor is Axel.
Accurate.
I have one step above that, but that's because magic.
Well, if leather armor or armor in general isn't your style, perhaps this could help. However, I would probably need more than the taste of a home cooked meal. As he walks past towards the Eladrin, where you saw the chain shirt. This is a chain shirt of +1. It requires attunement. And then you do not need proficiency with medium armor to wear this. But there is a symbiotic nature that happens. How familiar with you are you with Eladrin? Perfect.
It's a type of elf, right?
Is a little bit more than an elf. They are native here to the Feywild. However, some of them can change forms based on the mood. They usually fall within the seasons: summer, winter, spring, fall. And when you attune to this one in the mornings, you can choose which one you want to bring forth and attune with. Out of game, you get a +1 to your armor class. That's on top of the normal chain shirt that you get with this one, even if you lack it. This armor is symbiotic in nature. It can't be removed from you once you're attuned to it. Blah blah blah. Let's see. You gain resistance to the following damage types: necrotic, poison, and one of the following: fire, cold, thunder, lightning, or what's the other one? I guess that's all I have right here.
Ice,
Nothing
cold. Is that one?
Cold, fire, and then lightning, and then you always have necrotic and poison.
Oh,
Earth, wind, fire. What about blood? Trying to think.
I'm
what are the
gonna
others?
I'm gonna go full therapist on this motherfucker right now.
oh Jesus! On the chain shirt or him?
Him. I'm going in.
Oh no!
I'm gonna go. I mean, this idea that you can take a memory of a home cooked meal suggests to me that there's something you're missing from your life. Can you help me understand exactly what sort of experiences you're looking for? We probably have a decent amount of them to offer you, and the magic items you have here are replaceable for you, so there's no need to be coy. Just tell us what you want, and maybe we can offer it.
There are some things that naturally just bring me joy, and that's what I like to chase. If you want to know what I want most, and what I would be willing to exchange for this armor or anything else in this chamber, I would like the memories of your time in the Cryptgarden Forest. You can keep them as well, but I want to live through your eyes. I want to see what you saw, hear what you heard, taste what you tasted. Everything. But, I mean, other things are fun and fair as well. But if you want to know what I really want, that's it.
I mean, the only question I think we have left is, how do you plan on extracting these memories? Is it a painful process? Is it
No. No pain, no damage will come to you. I just stare longingly into your eyes and put my hands on your shoulders, maybe embrace you a little bit closer. And then we'll let the magic happen.
I'm going to gesture to the rest of the party, almost as if I'm like willing to take a bullet for the team. Like, I'm going to take one for the team here. I have my mother's favorite recipe. I have the first time my father was proud of me. I'm not sure if that's something that's of interest to you. I also have multiple memories of a specific berry that I consumed in the Crypt Garden Forest that brought me relief when I was in pain. That I can offer you in exchange for some of these things. I think we can come to an arrangement here. I don't think this is out of reach.
Believe you're right about that. Other things, not limited to, but the ability to manipulate the weave is kind of a big one. I don't think that's a real crowd please. Well, and he looks over at Red. Red's like, no. Okay, never mind.
We offer you the halfling for everything.
Any items of sentimental value? Not, gold value, magic items value, but something deeply personal. The sword is one thing. Any great works of art, maybe, that you've created, produced, something that flowed from you. Maybe it's the memory of a best friend, someone that you've shared intimate moments with, hard conversations, fun, gut busting laughs. And he looks over each one of you. And being as green is my thing, the Verdant Prince and all, I will take your eye color, Axel. I'd like to have your green eyes.
I appreciate the compliment, but I'm fine. Thank you.
Understandable.
Yeah, I think you're barking up the wrong tree with that one. I think I only know Axel and Red very well in this party, but it seems to me that you and I are going to come to an agreement. Cormir, I don't mean to speak for you if you have something to offer here, but
Well, now that you at least have a taste or an idea of the kind of things I'm after, why don't we go through the list? As he walks to the dryad, where you see the long quarterstaff, the little berries hanging off of it. This was made from the spine of a dryad.
Huh?
It is a +1 quarterstaff that can also change into a longbow if needed, +1 as well. And at the end of it, you have 1d4 good berries. That's fine every day. Back to the pixie pedestal. We talked about the pixie dust for a little bit, but the twin shadow brooch. This kind of a lesser known fact from the pixies. And we all know they're mischievous, but they have a dark side to them. It's polished and reflective. You can force your shadow to detach from you to create a perfect illusion of yourself that lasts for 1 minute. This illusion appears in an unoccupied space you can see within 30 feet and must remain within 120 feet of you. Through the duration, you are able to cast spells through the illusion as if you were in its space. And when both you and the illusion are within 5 feet of the same creature, you have advantage on attack rolls against it. The Elash and Train we went over. The F-Hound we went over. The Devil. And he
What did
picks
you
up.
just call me?
Yikes.
He picks up the Fire Blessed gloves. These wondrous items will make any weapon that you have in your hands into a magical weapon. It will, until you sheath it or let go of it, it deals an extra 1d6 fire damage on hit, and you can use that again to the next rest. Additionally, if you're hit by a creature within 60 feet from you, you can use your reaction to cast Hellish Rebuke on it as the DC 14 saving throw. The dwarf-looking thing, Witchthorn explains that as a Corrid. And this is a wondrous item, 50-foot-long rope made from the Corrid's beard hair. As an action, you can command the rope to move up to 20 feet and entangle a large or smaller creature. They must succeed a DC 13 save or be grappled by the rope, and then it ends, and then they can kind of break out or whatever as normal. A cord hair has an AC of 20 hit points, and it regains 1 at the start of each turn, so it also regenerates. The Hound, we kind of talked about, and then the Blink Dog. This is a short sword of kind of different daggers, all kind of melded together. So that way you can attack with it and then roll again a random or a d6, and then you can either be teleported to the knife teleports back to you, or some type of combination of the two, or if you roll high enough you get to choose whether you take it takes you.
Hmm.
And then you obviously know about the light.
I'm assuming that dagger has the thrown property.
Correct.
That was a short sword.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry. It also has the thrown property.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, you've seen my wares. Is there anything you want?
I mean, I think it's critical for us to say we don't necessarily want anything. Everything that we're here to do in this chamber is in service of you.
I mean, the task you're about to set on is of great importance to me. So why would I not want to equip you with the best means possible?
Following that logic, you should give us everything in this chamber for free, but you don't seem to want to do that. So,
Unfortunately, that goes against the rule of reciprocity. If I give you something, you have to give me something in return.
and it seems as if this rule that you're talking about isn't easily circumvented. It must be something that you genuinely want. Is that correct?
The rule I want, or the artifact?
Because I give you a piece of blank paper for everything in this room.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be of equal value. Would not be reciprocal. It
Exactly.
would be trade. Correct.
And what you desire are memories of fond moments or moments you find fond, which would be of the Crypt Garden Forest. Is that correct?
Indeed.
Well, then I think there's some arrangement we can come to I don't know that we have enough to offer you to get everything in this room. Not going to lie to you. I think that we all want to leave this place and fulfill your dreams as much as you do. But given the rules you've placed in front of us, I'm not sure we can leave with everything. So unless there's another type of memory that you could exchange, I think I have a few magic items that might be reciprocal. I have a few memories that might be reciprocal, and I can't speak for my friends. Maybe they have some memories that would help as well. But we're probably leaving not with everything.
I think that's fine.
Indeed.
Ac-
What is your offer?
Axel, that chain, is that beneficial for you compared to what you're wearing now?
Out of character a little bit, not wildly.
Is it
Uh,
what 14 AC? Chain shirt +1 or something?
Yeah, it's a chain shirt chain shirt +1.
I think
So-
it's 14, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would. In DM Matt said, I was thinking more beneficial for a caster.
Yeah,
more
for
or
sure.
less,
Yeah, it's
because
caster stuff.
Yeah,
Someone without proficiency.
I agree. I was just trying to make sure we got anything that we could for Axel out of this.
Oh,
The
Axel's
spiritual
fine.
armor.
Axel's totally fine.
I
Axel's
wasn't
very well taken
expecting
care
that.
of by his god.
I like the spiritual armor, but I don't know. This whole symbiote thing kind of turns you off of it.
That's just for the Eladrin chain.
Oh, I thought that was
No.
the spiritual armor.
No,
Spiritual
No.
armor is the one with the damage resistance. No, that's the Aldrin.
the last
That's
Lodgen.
that's the chain with the damage resistance. The Valinor Hound, the spiritual armor, the +2 leather armor. That was the one that kind of commune with this ancient spirits within it, and then you can get a random either Fey ancestry, Fey step,
Oh, right,
stealth
that's right.
checks, other things as well. As a bonus action, you can give somebody a luck point, more or less. Shrouded step, you can't be tracked except by magical means. And then 6, lie detector. The
That would
wearer
be
knows when a
probably
creature
better than
within
what-
10 feet tells a lie.
Even though it's +2 light, so what is that? 13 AC.
Hmm.
Yeah, 11, 12, 13 plus dex.
Still a hit.
I have 2 memories for 2 pieces of items I would like.
I'm all ears.
These stay between us. So whenever you're ready to cast your ritual, let me know.
Okay. Then he walks up to you, places his hand on the side of your face, just caresses your cheek.
It's cold.
And then you see his eyes go white. He's ready to see what you're trying to offer.
The first one is a small village outside of a mine shaft. Peaceful, calm. I'm assuming he's living it through my perspective,
Mm-hmm.
so he sees himself rather low to the ground, even shorter than Cormor's currently stands. It's peaceful. Before they hear the sounds of horns being blasted and the sounds of chaos begin to fill the air as Cormor is thrown back from some sort of firebolt that strikes them. An unknown amount of time passes when Cormor finally comes to, and everything is burning around them. He sees loved ones toppled over by different furniture, buildings, but everywhere he looked was fire. The memory fades.
Witchthorn comes to. Well, I can tell what sentiment this has towards you. I don't feel like this is something I can take. This is your burden to bear. But, seeing as how you've already given me something, you may take an item.
And I apologize if you think there was a burden laying in there. Yes, it's a terrible thing that happened. But it is the reason that I became what I became. So there's inspiration and joy to be found within.
You all asked me earlier if I was good or evil. I'm not going to take that inspiration from you. It'd be selfish. And honestly, all that fire just seems dastardly. I wouldn't want that weighing on me.
Then one last one, a piece of art.
Something physical or
Memory.
Witchthorn will go ahead and place his hand on your shoulder, ready to receive. You feel little pin pricks kind of just all around your head, as if, you know, like your hands falling asleep or something, but you just get that slight feeling just kind of around your head.
It's a silent walk through the Cryptgarden Forest. And then running. With this group. Hiding in a bush. And then a single lightning bolt arcing through the darkness of the trees, jumping from person to person.
The memory fades from Coromir's mind as they try to revisit it or remember what they just gave to Witchthorn. And they struggle to find it. Thank you.
You're
Your 2 items.
welcome. I will take the chainmail and the brooch, please.
They are yours.
Or the chain shirt, not chainmail, excuse me.
Yeah, actually.
At this point, he doesn't know why, but Cormer's cloak has changed to like a green, almost like vibrant forest with just like crackles of lightning that is going through it. As he goes ahead and attaches the brooch to the cloak. Obviously not doing the attunement yet, but you know, getting that process going.
Boom. Alrighty. I've got those items queued up for when you attune / identify, whichever comes first.
It will definitely be the identifying. We have 10 minutes. Right, Travis? Right. We have
You
10
don't
minutes.
trust the
Uh,
elder being that's taking your memories and trade for magic.
Yeah, I was also, I was told that we could have kept them, but he had other plans for my brain.
Mm.
It's fine. Cormac doesn't know what he won't miss.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, yeah.
What did you take, by the way, Bruce?
I took the Eladrin chain and the Twisted Brooch, or the Twin Shadow Brooch. But the only thing I actually clipped to my cloak was the brooch. The chain is sort of folded over my hands.
Yeah, I mean, do we have a sense of what would be the most beneficial thing to the team? I think I missed that conversation.
I don't think so. I mean, I think the branch could be good for you because it's a quarterstaff. I think the Fire Blessed gloves could be okay for Axel. Because a paladin with 1d6 fire damage at all times seems really fucking good.
It's not all times. It was 1 minute.
For 1 minute, you can do
Per
that
day.
once a day. But you also
Yeah.
can use a Hellish Rebuke with those as well.
That's handy. But
Because
Axel
gloves.
can already. Yeah, it's 'cause gloves. Axel can already do that to his sword.
Mm.
Technically, and I
I'm
rarely have
feeling-
the bonus actions to turn it on. To be honest with you.
I forgot. The paladins have things to do now.
Yeah, I'm feeling like drawn to these gloves for no reason in particular. So
I like it.
It's awesome.
I'm gonna
Established in the title.
There's a devil holding them. I'm just kind of in it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's pretty
I'm
true.
looking at which
Just checking
thorn
the
is
vibe.
I guess it's my turn.
Okay. And you said you were willing to share your memories of your time in the Crypt Garden Forest, or have you changed your mind?
I'm willing to share a memory from the Crypt Garden Forest or from my past. Or both, depending on what it's worth to you.
I would like to share your experience with everything that happened in the Crypt Garden Forest.
Everything that happened.
From the first step in.
I would like to make an insight check on I'm forgetting Bruce's character's name.
Cormer?
I'm gonna make an insight check on Cormir. Did it seem that Cormir had the option of choosing what memories were shown, or was it as
You're
if
bartering.
Witchthorn had complete control to take whatever and just took what Cormir said they should take?
Well, I believe Cormir said that they had two memories in mind. But go ahead and roll your insight.
23 with a crit.
Holy.
23. The only time Witchthorn has said shared is when it has come to getting the Crypt Garden experience and memories. Even when you talked about the taste of, the home cooked meal, didn't say anything about sharing. He said he wanted that experience. As far as, Cormir, you're not sure exactly what happened there, since Cormir mentioned they wanted it to be a private affair. But it seemed at least Cormir was volunteering up memories.
Was there any sort of confusion on my face when I try to think back to that memory after sharing it with our host.
Roll a composure check. No. If you feel like there would have been some confusion, because after you shared that second memory, the first one he rejected, wanted you to hold on to that. But the second memory of you in the bushes, that great moment, that work of art with that lightning bolt, you don't remember what you gave him. And you probably racked your brain a little bit trying to think about what you just gave him.
Yeah, I would say you would have noticed with the insight on Coromer that, like, I'm assuming that, like, everyone's watching this, transaction take place. Shortly after the second time, Coromer's, like, if he had eyebrows, they would furrow down a little bit, of, like, just minor confusion, but nothing, like sort of just shrugs it off shortly after.
I'm looking at Witchthorn, and there's a brief moment where I kind of look at Axel, and I nod, and I look back and say, the only thing I have to offer you today is my mother cooking me the best meal I've ever eaten.
And what would you like in return?
The gloves from what it seems to be a devil, but I don't like the term since I've been called most of my life.
You never know, devil. Arcturus, you're a tiefling. Very different.
Devils
Tell
are much
that
stronger.
to the humans of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Unfortunately, ignorance is a disease.
Probably use a devil.
But let's see what that is, and if your mother's as good as a cook as you say you are, the gloves are yours.
I am going to under-promise and over-deliver in this situation.
All right.
And I'm going to start the memory with my father, who did not cook me this meal, was not as loving as my mother, and is not going to provide what I think Witchthorn wants. My father resided on the first level of hell, basically. And our job was basically scaring off adventurers who found a random portal into hell. That was like...
Thought of Eustace from Crow the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah.
It's like Monster
yeah,
Jam.
yeah, it's like our whole thing, right? Like, but it was work that required a lot of hours. So I'm out there and I'm doing this job, and I'm a tiefling and I'm being scary, and they're, oh, this isn't where I wanted to be, and there's these memories of that. There's these memories of me going home and being incredibly hungry. My father was not the cook that my mother was. He wasn't feeding us well. I mean, we were barely satiated. So if Witchthorn is viewing this from my perspective, he's incredibly hungry at this point. But then it becomes effectively my mother's turn to take us. It's just like a shared custody situation. And it's time to go live with my mother for a little while. And I'm going to share with him the feeling of walking into that house, the smell of the stew cooking, with the incredible hunger that's going on in myself. And then the first bite of that stew when I'm just worn out and hungry from what I've been doing for the past few weeks. And to me, it made it better. It made it more impactful because I was so hungry, even though it was kind of a borderline dish, to be frank.
So you open your eyes, and Witchthorn removes his hand from you. And you are left with the memories of being in hell. working day in, day out, just waiting for the respite. You're getting hungrier and hungrier. And then it ends. You just remember being hungry. You remember leaving. I guess you can find some sauce in that one. It's still hungry. As Witchthorn has almost a glow to him now. And you could swear you see a little bit of a genuine smile come across his face. As he turns, picks up the gloves that were crossed and clasps them together in one hand, hands them over. A very
Seems like a
satisfying meal.
what meal? Seems like a fair trade, I guess. I don't feel any different.
I do.
We'll find you a
Okay.
new favorite meal.
What favorite meal? I don't have a favorite meal.
Should be easy.
Oh, fair enough. Maybe it came out on top in this one. I don't have a favorite meal, so if I shared it with you, who cares?
That's a good question. Do we recall that memory existing, but unable to recall the memory?
Yeah, you feel some type of like brain fog almost. Like when something's on the tip of your tongue, you're like, it's right there. You just can't access it. You don't remember it in clarity. You don't remember any of your senses in those moments.
So I remember that it's like I remember myself casting that lightning bolt, but I can't imagine what it looked like or felt like. Correct.
Yeah, you knew that you were in combat, you were fighting, and that you were casting spells, but like the feeling that you got where you felt like that lightning bolt really meant something. Like was like I'm an adventurer or whatever Cormir was feeling in that moment. That has been taken.
So when I entered that agreement, I had an idea that I was going to get more than the gloves. Now, given what I don't remember, there's no way I would understand that I should, like, be receiving more than the gloves. Do I have a feeling that I've been ripped off, though?
So at least the Witchthorn's understanding, that memory was for the gloves. There is something more that he wanted and was waiting for, and that was to share in the time of the Crypt Garden. But when that wasn't offered,
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So I got what I came for, I guess. Although Axel might have some work to do. I might be going a little evil in the near future.
That recipe is the
Yeah,
only thing
yeah,
holding them
Axel's-
together.
Ag is very concerned with what
It's-
you guys have given away.
What we gave something away? What?
I didn't think it was going to be taken away. I thought we got to keep it. But here we are. And I don't have it anymore.
Don't have what?
Ira goes into her knapsack, her pouch, looking for something as she begins to talk. I know I've already received a lot in our transaction so far. I've given memory, perhaps, but memories that haven't happened yet. I'm okay with that. I don't think I can part with my memories of the past. That is history, and history to me is sacred. But how do you feel about dragons? Do they roam these parts often?
ooh, give me insight checks, everybody.
Bling, bling, bling.
Oh,
Oh, goody.
I'm gonna use my tactical. What is it called? The maneuver I got from the superiority maneuvers, whatever they're called.
Mhm.
Anyway, lets me add a d6 to insight checks.
Wait, this bitch likes dragons?
I got a 16.
See?
9.
15.
I got a dirty 20.
Tactical assessment.
Arcturus, you see a flash of, I don't know, vehement rage. Or like, he is very put off, angry, upset about dragons. But to the rest of you, it just kind of seems like he's contemplating for a second. Got some. What about dragons?
And she finds the
You
vial.
don't like them, do you? I'm gonna try to make it apparent to Ira as they're talking that they don't like dragons.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, Ira wasn't even looking at his face when she was looking for the vial. She pulls out a vial of a smoky green cloud. This here is a green dragon poison cloud bottled. Extracted from the corpse of the dragon we slain in the corpse garden crypt. Corpse crypt garden. Now the memory's not for sale. But this poison. Perhaps you could use it for more of your crafting ventures. In fact, I'll throw in this dragon bone ring, and I'll flip the ring I carved that I used for an infusion, which I have no longer infused. It's mundane, but it's nice.
Muted map. We're all level 10.
Come on, man.
Congratulations.
The suspense is killing me.
Hello.
Hello, I hear you.
No? Yes?
Yes.
Yes? Yes.
I've stolen your voice.
He takes a look at the items. I'm sorry, did you say you made this yourself?
Mm.
The poison, yes. It was more of an extraction.
Extracted.
And then the bone ring was carved out of the fang of the tooth. A tooth.
Of,
think I have
of
more-
the same dragon you slain, not of another one.
Correct. It was a young green dragon swooped in through the fog of the Crypt Garden forest. Quite hostile. We made quick work of it.
A
was
young green
that
dragon
one-
in the Crypt Garden Forest. Sorry. Yes, I'd accept that.
Well, now we have a deal. How do you feel about parting ways with your choice, the Darkling or the Korrid?
Yes, and then he either one is fine, as he anxiously takes the vial from you, but starts to immediately inspect the dragon bone ring.
She looks at the cube of the last slice, like, nice little emergency device. And then she starts binding the rope up and puts it up with her other mundane rope.
There were 3 of those little last light things,
Oh, nice.
so you can grab all 3 of them.
So, what items are left?
just one.
Items are left. We have the Yethhound cloak, the autonomous rope, the spiritual armor, and then the quick short sword.
Did he take my ring?
Yeah.
Or is he just interested in the poison?
It felt like it was the
He-
other way around. He was very interested in the ring and did not care about the poison. I get the sense, thanks to Arcturus, that you're not a big fan of the dragons that may have roamed the Crypt Garden forest. What is the memory of that dragon being slain worth to you? How many of these items? Because if you hate them as much as I think you do, you can have the whole memory for the rest of these items. Seems like something you'd rather enjoy for something that helps us on our journey to get this ring that you asked us to get.
For not just the memory of you slaying the dragon, but again, just for me experiencing your time in the Crypt Garden Forest, including the slaying of this dragon, you can have everything else.
Sharing it or
If
Sharing.
Coromir looks at me, I'm shaking my head no.
I am locked eyes with this.
Sharing. You will retain everything. I just want to experience this.
Sorry to interject, but why can't you just go? You said it yourself, you visited Neverwinter. I'm sure there's other places on the material plane you've traversed. I know there's druids there, they might not be too welcome, but a person of your stature can handle a few shambling mounds.
Previous life, unfortunately. Things have happened, and I am enjoying my splinter of reality here. But forest is still of grave interest and importance to me. And if you wish, I can sweeten the deal for you as he looks towards you, Cormer. I can give you your name back. As now you guys think you don't know what you're trying to remember what Cormer's name was, what you've called him in the past. But since you guys have been here, no one's used their name. Wishthorn did say that you had already given him something. And from the very first words when he saw you, may I have your name? Cormir was the only one that spoke up and gave him their name. You can have it back if this identity is important to you.
Who can have what back?
They can have their name back. But you could also use this as an opportunity to start a new life. Given what I've seen, it might not be a bad idea. But I'm willing to put it on the table for you.
You know, you had my trust until you took something without it being reciprocated. It is the only time that you've gone against your own rules.
If you remember correctly, when I put the pieces down, yours was already towards you.
I'm
Played the
locking
game.
eyes with Axel like, this fucker's like bad, right? Like, we're fucking this shit up.
Axel's looking at you with a smug sense of I fucking told you.
Yeah, exactly.
He throws poison at our eyes. No!
Put
Not
the
like
gloves
that!
on. I need 10 minutes.
I've been nothing but honest. Well, I've been nothing but truthful with you.
Last I knew, stealing a name was not truthful.
I asked for it, and you gave it. How's that stealing?
Witchthorn, we came here. I'm going to interject because we came here in good faith. And you've set us upon this journey. And now we have no reason to even undertake it.
I accept.
Bom, bom, bom.
It seems a few of you have a reason to take it. Oh, if you'll excuse me. Cormir and I have some things to discuss. As Witchthorn once again embraces Cormir to share the experience from the moment you stepped into the Cryptgarden Forest. Going around. Oh, go ahead.
I will say I will share everything. Obviously, some memory is already blanked
Yeah.
out, but I try to not share within the crypts, the city under the Dwarvish city, even though they are technically under the forest, not within the
Mhm.
forest.
Yep.
Um,
As you're going through that one, technically that is outside the bounds of the Cryptgarden Forest. That is not something something easily that can be withheld or dissuaded. You don't even have to feel like you're pulling against any type of will or anything like that. Well, I take that back.
Eminent domain.
When
yeah, exactly.
As you get to the memory of you going into the mountain to find the city of the ruins, you do feel a slight push, like Witchthorn is wanting to know what you did down there. But it seems like
Am I able to vocalize while they were sharing this experience, like use my mouth to speak out loud?
yeah.
As he's trying to push, that's not for you. That's not what you asked for.
Fair enough. That is what we agreed upon. And then it picks back up with you and Ira coming up from the platform, running into the Cult of the Dragon in the morning after, meeting up with the adventuring party that you guys have become closer with, meeting the druids, going towards, and then eventually coming to the Feywild. As Witchthorn's hands leave, you notice that both his left and right arms are kind of clasped onto your sides as he was being very focused, intent on this. And his demeanor is slightly changed.
In what way?
Insight check. Yeah, I feel like that's all we've rolled like these past 3 sessions. It's just a crap ton of insight checks. 4. Maybe a little bit more distant. Like his mind is elsewhere.
Did he seem impacted or surprised, even though it's relatively warm down here, how cold Cormir is? And the entire time, even with his hands there, they never, like, the spots never got warmer.
No, Witchthorn, after being around for a while, a long while, has probably seen a few things. So someone being cold to the touch. It's not his first time. Maybe the reason why you are could be, but wasn't too jarring for him at least. Well, a deal is a deal. Take him.
Coromir's demeanor also changes as he's looking around and looks towards Axel and sort of like nods his head like, you're stronger than I am. You probably can carry most of this stuff. And then we'll keep his head down, but put his hood up and continue to like walk towards the back of the group.
Well, seems like we are done here. Got a new collection that I need to build up. And over time, I will. Maybe I'll even add some new creatures and further enhance my craft. There's nothing, well, I won't say there's nothing more here I can offer you. My offer still stands if you need help investigating that book that's possessed your friend. But as far as items I can offer, that's all. I'm not sure, as I mentioned, any attempts to scry or locate through divination artists have failed. I have other means of scouting and searching. And there are a few rumblings of where artists could potentially be, or maybe some areas of interest that I think he might find interesting as well. And when you're ready to leave, we can discuss that in more detail. But I need a moment. So please, and he gestures back towards the main room where you guys had most of your interactions with Witchhorn.
Ira, yeah.
First one. Yeah, Red already by the door. He's like,
Seeing Red step out, yeah, Ira will kind of look at the disheartened memory loss in the room and kind of, I guess, break that ice. Say, well, I guess we better start planning for our next move. Well, good day, Witchthorn, and see you in the other room. Oh, and I must pick your brain sometime for your crafting blueprints. You know, I'm somewhat of a magic item crafter myself. But maybe next time. And then she'll turn around and leave the room.
Cormer will look back and make sure that Axels was able to grab everything. And if so, he will excuse himself towards the main room as well.
Yeah, we just give everything to Axel along with those harpoons or whatever we have.
yeah, throw it all in the big box. You should be fine.
Throw it all in the big box with the person who think this was a terrible idea. Love it.
We hold all these volatile magic items, please. Some of them are symbiotes. Some of them may be cursed.
I'm
Don't
feeling
touch
great.
them with your bare hand.
Well, great is an exaggeration, I guess.
I feel like I've lived 2
You should
lifetimes.
trade it back for all your memories.
Hey, we're done with these. Can I?
It's a return limit. A warranty.
No refund.
I threw this
I'm not gonna
blinding
tell
light.
the DM what I did, but I turned out pretty good.
I threw this last light. They succeeded on their saving throw, so I kind of want to return.
I don't like this anymore. Cool.
Just out of curiosity, like, where's Weird during all of this?
Still tied up and knocked out in the bedroom, isn't he?
Yeah, weird.
They're probably
is,
like, I wonder what they're doing in there.
Hop, hop, hop.
I'm sure they're not all leveling up and getting free items.
Right? Couldn't be me.
Are we taking Weird with us when we go?
We should have given the memory of Weird, then we could have just ignored
Forgot that they were there. I just walked
Oh,
out.
yeah.
Problem solved.
Who are
You
you?
guys come back to Witch Stores later, like, oh, you got a goblin friend now? What's
Are
up?
we forgetting something? I guess it wasn't that important.
No, yeah, Weird is still in the bed chambers with all the hammocks and plants and stuff. As far as I know, bound, and you guys left before they woke up.
Didn't Witchthorn really want that Book of Ill Omen? We never handed that over, did we?
We did not know.
No,
I'm surprised no one brought that up. I
I'm
know it
not
was brought up at the
surprised.
beginning of the conversation.
I mean,
Yeah.
they brought it up.
It
Witchthorn
wasn't
brought it up.
Yeah, but that was before we saw the magic items.
the before times.
the before times. All right. So yeah, you guys make your way back out into the main chamber. You see on the table the blink dog that Witchthorn had is currently licking at all of the plates. Any leftover food, crepes, whatever you guys had, gone. Everything's polished up as it looks up, sees you, and just blinks.
That dog.
But it's been about a minute goes by, which Thorn hasn't returned. Not sure how long they need. I mean, they said they need a minute, but you know, it's not like a real minute.
It's not an Arcturus minute.
Is there anything in particular you guys want to do before they rejoin you back in the main room?
Is there anything we need here? Or can we just leave?
Weird.
I said what I said.
We need Weird. You do you, but I'm not leaving without Weird. I'm heading back to check on Weird. I'm not sticking around in Blink Dog cleanup room.
Agreed.
As you go back, Weird is still in the hammock where you left them, bound. Still unconscious. Sleeping, unconscious. They've been like this since the incident with the book, since something possessed them.
Is it just Axel and I, or did other folks come?
I did not. I stayed there in the Blink Dog room.
Yeah, I'll probably stay in the main room.
I'm going to Axel and I'm just saying. No one died. No one's cursed. No one's maimed. Why do I feel like something bad just happened?
Witchthorn's dangerous, and I don't know what you all gave him, but whatever he took, I hope it's worth all this.
I don't know what I gave
for
him
magic
either, but
items.
I don't feel any different.
I won't pretend to be an expert, but I don't know. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe the Feywild is just weird, and this is normal, or maybe whatever little thing he took felt little, but is going to steer us in ways that we can't foresee.
Yeah, I've never felt this feeling before. good has always been helping people and bad has always been harming them. And I don't feel like anyone was harmed or helped in this situation. And I don't know how to make good and evil out of it. I suppose that's why I'm on this journey. Uh,
But
I,
I mean, uh, think of. I mean, you've had patience. Um, you know how powerful memories can be to steer people to find who they are. Um, If do we're understanding that he was taking memories, right? Broadly, just not which ones.
Correct. Yeah, at least after Coromir's first interaction with them, you definitely picked up the confused or puzzled look on their face. Like, you know,
How many little memories add up to who you are?
I mean, memories. They don't seem significant. I mean, I remember, for me particularly, I remember being terrified working with my father and loved when working with my mother. But I don't remember why my mother loved me. I don't know. But anyway, I guess we just leave, right? Like we get out of here. Is that what you would do?
Well, I think we're beholden now, at least most of us are, to finish Witchthorn's mission, right?
I think Ira made a choice to yeah. I mean, I guess we have to talk about that as a group. Because Ira is beholden, and Coromir, traded a memory. Did I trade a memory? I think I did, right?
Traded something. You did, I think.
I don't remember what it was. I don't know how to
What did you
feel,
say?
but feel badly, and I don't know why. This is weird, but
It's
this is
okay.
also weird in front of us.
We'll make some new memories. Now, GM, I took the he was offering these items to help us on this task with a sort of implied you're agreeing to complete this by taking these. Is that correct?
so the items themselves on the pedestals, no, those were let me trade you memory, eye color, memory, or like home cooked meal, yada yada. That's like the actual like exchange there. The you bring me the ring, that's the reward that Ira got kind of early access to by putting a collateral.
Right.
So separate. So yeah, you guys are at least um as far as the reciprocity goes for the items, you're all squared away. But if you want the experience, the knowledge reward at the end of this tunnel, or if you want to help Ira keep their first child, then you have agreed to get the ring.
Arcturus, you're more magical. I mean, you saw what happened with Coromir's name. I mean, if what do you think the consequences are of this first child thing?
It's tough to say. It's very literal, but did you see Ira after the fact? Seemed they seemed she seemed different. I'm concerned there's an implication that we're not concerned. Much like Coromir's name, which I now know, but I didn't know for a period.
I mean, Ira's from a long time ago, right?
I think so. But
Like, do we know if she had a kid? Would she know now if she did? Did she just sign over some very important historical figure?
good point. I don't know. I think we need to have a conversation. All I know is that I walked into the situation thinking that Witchthorn was fine person to talk to and make deals with and very fair, and I'm leaving this situation feeling the opposite, and I'm confused. I don't know why.
I think your initial take was right. I think Witchthorn is a fair person, but I don't think they judge fairness the same way we do. And they were playing a game with rules we didn't understand.
Yeah. Brings a new bearing to the word evil that I don't know how to therapize, to be honest with you. Maybe that's something for me to consider in my writings.
Let's get out of here.
Agreed.
While that conversation is taking place, Cormer is still looking almost just like off in the distance. Ira,
Yes, Corver.
do you regret your decision?
Well, time shall tell. But I can't see any regrets. I do not know the implication. The memories I saw were of me, but they were not my memories. I don't know.
This whole thing of memories and alternate versions of yourself. People work hard to make a name that matters. But does any of it really matter if it's already laid out before us? If destiny is already written?
You could look through the history books and find many people that think that fate has been written. And each one of those people have found their demise in one way or another. They're powerful wizards who seek immortality just to be felled by a group of wanderers for glory or riches, but it's all the same. People rise and fall, and they all blame it on destiny. I don't really think the gods have plans for us. I mean, look at them. They're just as flawed as the rest of us, if not more so. Nothing is written in stone until it is written. That's what I think.
But didn't you choose which path was already written for you and you chose the one you liked best?
That's true. I was also blessed with a family of artificers and craftsmen in a family that migrated from their, not squalor, but they wanted more than their hill clan. And that brought us to, well, it brought us to fortunes we found ourselves. Had I not been born into this family, sure, things would be different for me. My path was set from my birth. But also, if I was not born in this family, then I would not have been born. There is just me, and there is just the path I'm on. I can choose to end it whenever I feel like, but why would I? I have free will. I'm not sure about Destiny.
Yeah. Ira, I know we've just met recently. I mean, just about as much as the rest of this party. But he took something that meant a lot more than even he knows.
To you, I would say you gave it to them. And isn't that what got us here in the first place? We need to be careful here in the Feywild. Words do not mean what we hear them, or how we hear them. We should proceed cautiously, especially if we enter this court.
Ira, we need to talk, and I do not know how the rest of the group will handle it, but we need to talk, you and I, in a place that is safer.
So at this moment, Axel and Arcturus come into the main room. Everyone just giving each other an uneasy look about what just happened, what the implications are, and what are you going to do going forward. And we'll find out next time on Dungeons and Dragons. We run the dungeon.
That was so mean.
Sorry, I've been waiting these past few episodes for someone to say Cormier and be like, actually, you can't remember what their name is.
I was
That
thinking,
is funny because I legitimately forgot their name at some point.
and I was thinking, you said a couple episodes about the whole name thing, and I was like, I thought I gave him my name, and then the way you said, or he said to Cormer about you gave me my name, he never asked me for my name, I don't think.
No,
I walked
you
in and
offered
introduced myself.
voluntarily and said, "My name's Ira,"
And I introduced
that's my
Red.
friend Red. Yep. So I'm like, all right, cool. Well,
I
that
guess I
part's
didn't
gone
give
now.
anything. There was no transaction.
Oh yeah, it's...
And that's what politeness gets you.
Dude, this face stuff is different, and I'm here for it.
It very much reminds me of a game of Vampire the Masquerade, and I'm not emotionally ready for what I'm going to see.
The system's not ready for it.
That's what I'm saying.
Insight.
Insight. No composure, no politics, or
Well, there's
whatever
politics,
you
and
do.
this is bullshit.
You could throw some
No
performance
willpower
and
damage.
persuasion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What else is there?
That's about it.
That's it.
But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Really do appreciate it. We will be probably not live next week because next week is Halloween. I had to look and check.
Pre-recorded?
Yeah, pre-recorded episode maybe if we can figure something out.
Everyone dress up, get together on Monday.
I mean, Halloween should be way over before.
For 10
It's like
p.m.
over at 7 o'clock these days.
Maybe that might be
Kids.
for true. But we might have a rerun of this up next week, or we might have a pre-recorded episode. Unsure yet, but something will be playing here next week, so make sure you guys are around. But other than that, guys, thank you again so much. If you guys haven't already, I know we have been real bad about promoting them, but Adventure Dice, make sure to go and check out Adventure Dice at adventuredice.ca and use code JBruce for 10% off your order. Disclaimer as always, only dice sets that do not get discounted are the ones for charity. We want to go ahead and have those charities receive the full funds, but that goes off on the entirety of the collection. So yeah, make sure to go check them out. They're fantastic people. A small company that is making its way in the dice world, and we want to go ahead and help support them because they've supported us. So make sure to go check that out, and we will see you guys next week, TM. Otherwise, we'll talk at you guys later. Bye.